Millions of families have been devastated by the worst crisis since the Great Depression.
Jobs never fully recovered after the last recession, but this time, unemployment soared to record levels. 8.6 million workers have been jobless for less than 6 months, and long-term unemployed is at a record-breaking 6.7 million.
Add the part-time workers who want a full-time job.
And marginal workers who want a job but have given up looking.
And those who are not counted anywhere but would work if jobs were available, for a total of 31 million, just under 20% of the real workforce.
What benefits do the unemployed receive?
5.2 million receive regular jobless benefits, and thanks to the stimulus bill, another 5.5 million receive extended benefits.
The rest, 2/3 of the unemployed, get nothing. These families face foreclosure, repossession, shutoffs, and hunger. Unemployment compensation, food stamps, and other benefits must be expanded.
Who is unemployed? Black unemployment is double the rate for whites, and Hispanic unemployment has had the largest percentage increase.
At an age that is critical for integration into the workforce, official unemployment figures show young people are being left on the economic sidelines. A conservative estimate of the real labor force for youth shows that 1/3 of white teens, 2/3 of black, and half of Latino are unemployed.
A program for jobs in a green 21st century economy. There is a shortage of 22 million full-time jobs.
But there is no shortage of work that needs to be done. Repair and update existing infrastructure, new infrastructure for a green economy, and rebuilding the social infrastructure by expanding public services.
The American Society of Civil Engineers gives our nation's infrastructure a grade of D. They propose a 5-year program of urgent projects for roads and bridges, water, sewage, solid waste, rail, mass transit, and other infrastructure that will create 4 million jobs.
Moving toward a productive green economy must be based on federal financing and a national industrial policy, with involvement of local communities to transform the economy away from war prisons and environmental destruction, restrict the finance, real estate, and insurance industries which drain resources from useful activities, rebuild real production and services to meet human needs.
88 cities are waiting for funds for light rail or subway projects, while half the population has no access to public transportation. Abandoned auto plants could be converted to build buses and subway cars for expanding service.
We need a long-term commitment for development, manufacture, and construction of a nationwide high-speed passenger rail network.
Wind and solar energy can meet most U.S. demand for electricity. The faster we produce these technologies, the less the damage from greenhouse gases and other pollution.
Universal high-speed internet and renovation of public buildings and housing for energy conservation are part of a modern green economy.
Together, green development projects will create 5.7 million jobs.
Education, health, and other public services are being destroyed by layoffs and hiring freezes.
4-year high school graduation rates are below 50% in some cities. A 25% increase in teachers and support staff would help young people to develop their full potential and contribute to society.
Anyone who has waited in the hot sun for a bus or taken the New York subway at rush hour understands the need to reverse cuts and expand mass transit service.
Projects in youth work, public health, senior services, national parks, public recreation, and biomedical research can improve the quality of life for all Americans.
Who hasn't wished for added hours or increased staff at their local post office, library, or motor vehicles office? All government services can be improved with federal funding to increase staff by 10%.
Rebuilding the social infrastructure will generate 11 million jobs. At least 3 million could be at work within 6 months if the funds were available from Congress.
In any jobs program, production of equipment and supplies should be in states and cities with the highest unemployment and poverty, like Hartford, Detroit, Cleveland, Philadelphia.
Existing factories and laid-off workers can produce new products with meaningful affirmative action for African Americans, Latinos, and other victims of discrimination, with special programs for hiring youth and ex-offenders, and with prevailing wages and the right to join unions.
Is this program possible?
In the 1930s, the federal government employed millions of workers. Almost every community still uses schools, post office, roads, and parks that were built by agencies like the WPA and CCC, which employed over 4 million workers at their peak, equivalent to 12 million today.
This program would cost $1 trillion per year. We can do that.
Make Wall Street pay with a financial transaction tax.
End the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Tax the rich.
Cut military spending.
Expanded payrolls will increase tax collections and reduce benefit payments.
And companies providing equipment, supplies, and services will invest in new facilities.
That was easy.
Take action.
The AFL-CIO, Jobs for America Now Coalition, and hundreds of other labor, civil rights, environmental, and community organizations are fighting for good jobs and a strong green economy.
Bills pending in Congress will help to save and create jobs and protect benefits. They won't pass without a struggle, and the 2010 elections will determine whether we move forward or backward in the fight for jobs.
Join in this fight. Follow developments at peoplesworld.org and sign up for action alerts at cpusa.org.